Scientists, you have been learning a lot about the sun, the moon, and the stars. This week, we finish up our exploration of the sky with some work in our scientific notebooks. Get ready to think, get ready to write, get ready to create. Throughout this unit, we've learned a lot of interesting things about the sun, that big giant star that lights up our Earth and keeps us warm. The moon, which doesn't have any light of its own, it just gets light from the sun. It's a big rock with craters or holes in it. And the stars, which look like they're small but are really quite large. They just look small because they're so far away. So we've talked about different things you can see in the sky, both during the daytime and at night. We've learned about why the sun is so important because of the light it gives us and the warmth it gives us. We couldn't live without the sun. You've also learned about what happens when we get too much sun, how it can damage our skin. When you learned about the moon, you learned about its surface, how it seems to move, and how it seems to change because of its phases. Today, we're going to focus a little bit more on how the sun seems to move. 24. Have you ever noticed that the sun seems to look like it's in different places at different times of day? Well, as a scientist, you might have wondered why that is. And we're going to do some research now to see why that is. The sun seems to move. The sun appears toward the east every morning. During the day, it appears to move slowly across the sky. Here's a picture. The sun is toward the east in the morning, and then as the day goes on, it seems to get higher in the sky. The sun is at its highest point at noon. The sun is toward the west in the evening, so it looks like it goes in a big arc across the sky. In the evening, the sun disappears from view toward the west. But here is the cool thing, scientists. The sun actually doesn't move. Earth does. It looks like it's moving because we're moving. Let me show you what I mean. Here is Earth. And we're going to pretend its seat over there is the sun. And the sun is shining on the Earth. But check it out. The Earth is spinning. It's moving. So let's find where we are on the Earth. United States, Washington. So when Washington is pointing at the sun like this, it looks like, oh, it's noon. The sun is right above us. But as the day goes on and we keep spinning, notice that the sun's light isn't really facing us anymore. It looks like the sun is moving, even though it's us that's moving. And when we're all the way over here, it's nighttime. The sun's light is blocked, and it's day in this part of the Earth, like Russia and China. So when it's daytime in China, because the sun is shining right on it, it's nighttime in the United States. So you see, scientists, the sun doesn't actually move in the sky. The Earth does. You have two science jobs today, scientists. You're going to need your science notebook for both of them. First, go to the science folder and grab yourself an observation sheet. Notice how I started by writing the date with star letters, the short version. And now I'm going to go to the window and I'm going to make my observation of where the sun is in the sky. Right now, it's very hard to see the sun because it's early morning and it looks like it's just starting to come up from the mountains. Of course, I know that the sun isn't actually coming up. I know that the Earth is just spinning and we are starting to face the sun a little bit more. We're kind of creeping toward the front of the sun. So I'm going to take that note in my observation, not of what I think is happening, but of what I see. Scientists are careful observers, so I wrote exactly what I saw. Orange-pink light behind mountains. Whatever you notice about the sun is what you're going to write next to your date. Now it has other spaces because you're going to make different observations in the next Now I'm going to cut out my chart just like I do with my reading responses, nice and neat, so that I can glue it in my science notebook. Now the last place I left off in my science notebook with my full moon note, so I'm going to see if my sheet will fit. Yep, it will. So I'm going to draw a nice neat line to separate it, nice and slow. And then I'm going to glue this right here. Do I have a page number? Good, let me glue that. I made it crooked, so I had to fix it. All right, here's the next sheet you need, scientists. Now that you've made an observation of where the sun looks like it is in the sky because of how Earth is moving, now you're gonna make a model to add to your science notebook. You're gonna need some crayons to color the sun yellow, the day blue, and the night black. I'm gonna get my crayons and start to color. You do this. All right, so I know that when Earth is facing the sun, it looks like the daytime. So I drew this blue to show that we're experiencing day when we're facing the sun. And then when we're facing away from the sun, because we've turned to face away from the sun, it's night. So I drew black on this side to show the night. Now I have to cut this out and cut out my Earth. Brad, just right next to science, where I can find my papers as well. Now I'm going to need to stick my brad very carefully through that center of the Earth so it comes out the other side. And then through my paper very carefully so it comes out the other side. And then I'm going to pull those in opposite directions. And now I have a model. I can show how, so if we're right here, which we're not, we'll pretend, whoever is right there, when they're facing the sun like this, it looks like it's noon. The sun's right overhead. And then it looks like the sun's getting higher, higher, or lower, lower. And then it's nighttime. And then it looks like the sun's coming up, but really the Earth is what's coming around. And then the sun's getting higher, 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 and then it's starting to go down again. Oh, and it's night. And it's night, and it's getting lighter, getting lighter. Oh, it's morning. And the sun's coming up, and it's high in the sky. And then it looks like it's going down again. It's another night. And then you're going to glue your model into your science. I'm going to go right to my last page where I was. I'm not skipping any pages. And I'm going to glue my model right where it fits next. Making sure to write the page number on the bottom. So this is page 5, so this is page 6. And you're done for today, scientists. Make sure to put your science notebook neatly back in your book box and to throw away all your trash in the recycling.